Y'all, 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 this episode was the most lit thing I have ever seen. This is bar none the best episode. You know what? Screw the intro. Let's just get to it, okay? All right. So we start off with Carol. I mean, that's obviously a good start. I mean, there's no better way to start an episode. And then Pecco is trying to talk to her and explain to her who she really is. As of course in the last episode we saw that she was going to reveal to Carol and Yuki who she really is. Oh my god, that look from Carol, that little head tilt, and then everyone's heart melts at that point, and then so does Pecco's because she can't reveal who she is. But look at that head tilt. But again, I have yet to understand the whole reason as to why Pecco can't reveal who she is. My theory is that with all of the different redives, which you're going to go over with in this episode because we actually kind of got it explained, with all the redives, she may have kept her memories from the past. And in the past, when she revealed who she was, consequently, the world would reset. And I think it was just like a mismatch kind of thing. But I think that's what she's afraid of. So in this scene, Her Majesty either looks sick or she's going through like a Prince Zuko style metamorphosis. Either way, Carol reaches her hand out and holds it, and you just say, like, everything's gonna be okay. It's the Carol lullaby. I mean, this scene right here is just a massive step forward. Her telling her that, you know what, let's have a meal. Screw it. Let's try it. She smiles and asks Carol to eat with her, and I mean, this is crazy. Like, this scene right here is everything Carol's ever dreamed of. They're no longer sort of like, a higher up and a lower command. No, they're sort of like sisters in a way in this scene, and it's quite nice. I mean, it's just so sweet. How could anything ruin this? Fuck. We have this interesting scene with the captain of the royal guards infiltrating a part of the castle. It was under a question that was proposed by Christina as to why the nation of humans, a beast, sits on the throne, which is honestly a good question. And after finding the Gollum thing, an epic battle ensues that we just don't have time for. I mean, we don't even see it, but do we even care? Because something even greater is happening, and I'm trying to get to it. Stay with me. Happy Carol? What is an anime without a festival episode? I mean, it's law at this point. It's probably written in the Bible somewhere. I don't want to talk about characters that I don't remember. I'm sorry, I have no idea who these two are. So Yuki says right here that he wants to protect them this time. So I'm going to go on a limb here and say that he's got his memories back. Even though they aren't like 100%, I think he's got like a good grasp on like what's going on. He's like, okay, I've done this before. I don't really know what the end goal is here, what our main objective is, but I'm going to try and do it this time. And then Labyrinth somehow traps, the queen. It's a very quick cutscene, but, this is the start right here. Hasta la vista. Dude, red flags everywhere. The queen and Labyrinth are talking about how she's going to stop the queen this time. And then what ensues next is probably the greatest animated fight I have seen this season or just ever, because holy crap, there was a lot of work done in this. It was stunning to watch, and you sat there in silence. It lasts for a good 5 minutes too. It's a long fight, and you're sitting there just stunned watching this. And then now finally we get some backstory that apparently the queen's official name is the Omniscient Kaiser, and that she's part of the Seven Crowns, and I suppose she defected to do her own thing. She's mega strong and doesn't seem to be a challenge for any of the crowns. So I guess we can consider the crowns sort of like the elder gods in Mortal Kombat. And she's kind of like Shinnok, she kind of defected, but instead of getting imprisoned, she was released to do her own thing. She's stronger than all of them. So she is controlling all of the worlds and all the different redives and all the restarts that she's got going on. But it turns out that she can't use her own power, Hado Tensei. She has to use power because she has been through the redive so much, it's altered her. Alright, you know what? It's time that I explain what the whole redive thing is now. So essentially, Yuki has tried to save the world many, 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 many times, and when he fails, he gets sent back through what's called a redive. Basically, he's re-entering a new world and trying again. It's sort of like ReZero, he kind of doesn't, but he doesn't start off from a save point. No, he's got to start the whole thing over again and start from the very beginning. How cool would a game be like that though? Like the thing is he's thrown into the same world except things are altered just ever so slightly and people are probably maybe put into different roles and they like meet up at different times, but it's the same characters, it's the same story, it's the same thing. It's just altered a little bit every time. How much of a cool game would that be if you could come back to the same game every time and have little things altered? Not even like Persona New Game Plus, but like little things altered every single time, so that like every time you came back to the same game, it was fresh, but it was the same game that you knew and loved. That's where some money is right there. You could make a Atlas, are you listening? It seems as though through some of these redives that the queen is altered to where she can't use her main power and can only scavenge off the powers that she gets from the shadows because her magic isn't strong enough on its own after so many redives. This is basically Higurashi. If you've seen Higurashi, this is Higurashi in a nutshell. She's been through it so many times. But as the queen tries to escape, she's blocked at every exit. And then Labyrinth comes in swinging. But the next scene you see is Carol's ring. Remember the ring that like teleported her in the few episodes ago? Well, guess what? It's back, and it's going to teleport her right in front of the queen and Labyrinth. Labyrinth seizes at the last second and pulls back her strike so that she doesn't kill Carol, but then the second evil queen comes out of nowhere and takes out Labyrinth. And it's just like, what? Like, which one is the real queen then? Is that nice one now the real queen? Or is the evil one that's like taking out Labyrinth, is she the real queen? And who is who at this point? I'm literally lost for words. I'm watching this, and then the absolute brutality that Carol is seeing as she's begging and clawing to help Labyrinth, it's just to no avail, and the queen's just holding her back, and as Labyrinth just falls, hoping that something different will happen this time, it's just haunting to all those who've watched, and it's going to be in everybody's mind as the world crumbles and we head towards the end credits. Oh my god. I have not seen an episode this good in a while. We have been through the filler ringer with Princess Connect Redive lately. We have not had a strong episode until just now. Now we have 3 episodes left, okay? We have 10, 11, and 12. What we're going to do... If they can wrap this up in 3 episodes, I will be baffled beyond belief, because they will probably be able to get a large part of the story within 3 episodes, but maybe an OVA will be necessary to finish out the story. Because of the way that we're going right here, things are pretty much adding up. Like, things are coming to a certain climax. Carol has seen some stuff, and Peko is on the verge of revealing who she truly is, and Yuki's got his memories back, and Kokoro's doing whatever Kokoro's doing, and the world is all over the place. And I am just sitting here baffled. Like, I literally sat here speechless for like the last 17 minutes of that episode, just because it was so fast how everything happened and so quick on how everyone left. So the queen can't use her main power, so she's having to scavenge off the power, which explains the shadows. And what happened with the Royal Guard, we don't know. We are in such a like speed off time bubble that we don't know where we're going. We don't know where the story is taking us. I have no idea what's going to happen next episode. I don't know if Carol's going to become a prisoner now that she's just seen too much. She might be just, never be able to see Yuki, and oh my god, could you imagine that? Could you imagine how bad Peko would feel? If, like, she was going to tell Carol who she truly was, and then she disappears, and she never gets to tell her who she truly is, and she thinks that it's her fault because she was going to reveal herself, but in truth is that the queen is keeping Carol because she's seen too much. How wild is that? Dude, oh my god, this episode blew me away. I am, bar none, this is my favorite episode in the entire season so far. Whew. Man, I don't know what else to say. It was an amazing episode. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. No, we're done with filler. We're done. We're strongly heading towards the story. We're heading towards the finish line. Story is happening. So, with all that, and I believe we're at 12 minutes now on this recording, that will conclude episode 9 of the Princess Connect podcast. But oh my god, what a rush this episode was. You may have noticed I have a new mic. I finally got a new one. I ordered it, it came in, and now we don't have to deal with the other crappy mic. So, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this episode and what your predictions are for next week. And if I'm honest, my predictions, they're pretty mute. they're pretty small because I got nothing. I got nothing. I'm loving this series. It's gotten even better now. So again, let me know in the comments down below what y'all think. And with that, I'm out. Peace. See ya.